Hey, good morning. So I decided today that I was just going to press record. I have been talking about creating this podcast for weeks now with people on my email list. If you're not part of that community, I will link it in the show notes because it's a great place to hang out with me. With people on my Instagram, also, I'll link that in the show notes because if you don't follow me there, you should. And I've really been in my head about like what the intro should be. Should there be an outro? Apparently, that's what that's called. How is the layout of the show going to go? What's it going to look like? What am I going to talk about? And I've been waiting to feel like inspired, I guess, about what to talk about. I have asked many of you that are probably listening what you think I should talk about. And I have some ideas. I have some things written down, but to honestly say right now that I have a plan would be a lie because I don't. My point in wanting to do this podcast was to have a different way to connect with you guys. And I want this to stay unfiltered, mostly unedited. That's not to say that I won't edit it at some point, but I don't have the time right now to do that. And honestly, I don't know how to do a lot of that. And I don't really want to learn because I'm like learning other stuff. And I don't care if you hear me say a lot or I mess up or whatever. It's fine. I don't think you guys care either. And that's the most important part. So I have a general layout in my mind of how I think these episodes are going to go. I'm pretty much going to set a timer, and I should honestly probably do that now, for 20 minutes because I don't want these to be long. Because I know that I don't have a lot of time to sit down and listen to a podcast, and you probably don't either. Because if you're here, you are probably a mom. You're probably just focusing on your health and your hormones and trying to get back to feeling like yourself a little bit and like you get to prioritize yourself a little bit after having a baby or babies. So yeah. So how I think this is going to go, or like what my plan is as of right now, subject to change, permission to change. Um, I'm going to start out with like a little life update because I feel like a lot of you guys like to connect with me and know me personally. If you don't want to know things about my life or the funny stuff that my kids have been doing or the thing that my husband did that annoyed me, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to share. But if you don't want to hear about those things, then just skip through the first couple of minutes. I'm not going to make a whole podcast about that. It's just going to be a minute or two. Then we'll talk about like whatever topic we're going to talk about that day. And then at the end, I really want to leave you with I'm calling it in my mind a mindset minute. So it's just going to be like the very last thing I end with. It's going to be a thought-provoking statement. You can journal on it. You can just think about it while you drive down the road. Whatever works best for you is totally fine. And then the last thing that I'll say is that I have been highly encouraged to record myself as I record these podcasts and post them to YouTube. So, for whatever reason, if you want to visibly see me sit in my office and talk to this camera screen, you can on YouTube. You can find me there also at Wellness with Banda, and you can subscribe and like hit like or something. I'm sure that that would help the algorithm over there push that to more YouTube people. So let's get into it. Life update. Okay, I am recording this the morning of November the 1st. So obviously Halloween was yesterday. We cheated and we took my kids trick-or-treating. We only ever go to family, but we did that on Sunday night. Sunday afternoon because it was supposed to be so cold yesterday. And I'm so glad that we did it because yes, it was raining and drizzly on Sunday, but it was still warm and it was much better than trying to do the rush of get home from school, get everybody in their costume, go to everywhere you got to get dinner. My kids go to bed early. So it was like a 2-hour window that we were going to have. And plus it being cold, I hate the cold. I just didn't think it was going to work. So we cheated and we went early. So last night we had a really chill night at home. We didn't have to go anywhere. Anthony normally does a reading tutoring on Tuesday nights that lasts for an hour on Zoom. And we had canceled that because I didn't know in advance that we weren't going to trick or treat on Halloween. So we didn't have the normal Tuesday night craziness that we do at my house. And it was nice. We watched a movie, we popped popcorn, and we just enjoyed it. So my kids this year were Anthony was a Ninja Turtle. the blue one, Leonardo. And now I've learned, I think I said that right. If not, don't criticize me. Kinley was a purple butterfly, but Sunday night when we went trick-or-treating, we went to my mom's house as the next to last house, and we ate dinner there, so they had to take their costumes off, and she didn't want to put her purple butterfly costume back on, so she did a wardrobe change and then was Batgirl for our last stop at my grandparents' house. And then Hollis was a orange dinosaur. He's very into dinosaurs right now. He calls them roars. It's very cute. And they loved it. They had a lot of fun. All right. So what I thought that I would do for this very first episode, my handle, this podcast, like my blog, my website, everything that I have is now branded as Wellness with Vanda. And I very intentionally chose that because I love the word wellness. And I wanted to start out by just kind of sharing like what wellness really means to me and why I chose that and what I mean when I say wellness. Because I think that in this space of being in women's health and women's hormones, a lot of times we can really get focused on being healthy, being skinny, losing weight, lifting weights, building muscle. And like all those things are great. But to me, wellness encompasses, almost said that word wrong, encompasses a lot more than just like physical health. Like to me, wellness is waking up every day and feeling really good in your body. Waking up every day and being excited about your day and about your life. It's feeling good with your mental health. It's feeling good in your relationships with your significant others, your family, your friends. It's more than just your health. Is your health important? Obviously, yes. But it's not the only thing. And so I take a really holistic approach with my clients in my program so that we are addressing most of these areas. And if I'm not addressing them, I am encouraging them in some way. So I think that, for me, my goals right now in the realm of being well and feeling that I am achieving wellness, there's some things that are like really important. So I want to feel good when I wake up in the mornings. I want to have energy to play with my kids. I want to feel like I can, in a stable way, and I don't really know why I choose that word, but it's just like what feels aligned to me. I want to feel stable in my emotions and like I'm able to process the things that bother me or that irritate me in a healthy way. It's something that I've worked on in the last several years because in the past and still sometimes I'm very reactive with my emotions sometimes. And I've been that way for several years, probably most of my life. I see it in Kinley now, and I'm trying to help her not fall into that trap because I just am. Like, I think that's healthier and I'm trying to improve it for myself. So that's something that I've definitely worked on. And then lastly, like I want my mindset and my outlook on things to be really good. And I don't really know what other better way to say that. I know that's very vague, like good is very vague, but I want to think that I have a healthy mindset and a healthy outlook, and a positive mindset and positive outlook. And that's not to say that I haven't felt that I had those things in the past. I have, but it's just in this season of motherhood. I have young kids. My kids are 6 and under. There's 3 of them. They keep us very busy. Life has changed a lot in the last 3 years because of our children, because of the pandemic, because I switched jobs. I now work from home, and sometimes I'm a homebody. Okay. So I love to be at home, but it's also very isolating sometimes. And I now only interact with very few people, and it's not the same as like finding a best friend in the office that you work in, which I previously had. So that's been kind of hard to navigate and figure out. And I love it. I wouldn't change it, but it's just different. And I'm having to rely on my connections with friends more for like adult interaction and conversation. And friendships have been hard the last 3 years. Probably also because of new motherhood, the pandemic, everybody's busy. It's a go, go, go lifestyle. And so like trying to find the things that work for me. I have been introduced to new concepts more over the last 3 years than probably ever before in my life. That might be an exaggeration. It probably is an exaggeration, but it just feels like I have been learning so many things that I never knew before. Like I have been introduced to life coaching, which 5 years ago, I probably would have been like, that sounds like quackery, like not quackery. That's not really, I don't know. I just would have thought it's kind of a joke or would have been like, who really needs that? What even is that? But I'm taking a coaching certification course that was specifically designed for nurses. And it is incredible the way that our thoughts about things impact how we feel about it. Like it's this concept that everything that happens to us is neutral. And we don't make it good or bad until we have a thought about it. And I struggle to explain this. I am still trying to grasp the concept, but it's very interesting and it's very powerful to help your mindset about things. So love that. I was reintroduced to journaling, which a lot of you guys probably know I'm a big proponent of, but I was reintroduced to it in a way that you just can dump your thoughts. Like I had a lot of trouble when I would try to go to sleep at night with racing thoughts and not being able to unwind and go to sleep. And I have found that journaling is great for that because I can just dump all of my thoughts down onto paper and helps me unwind. I have been introduced to affirmations and manifestation, which is a touchy subject for a lot of people because some people feel that conflicts or goes against religion. And I personally do not feel that way. We are Catholic. I'm very much a Christian, very much believe in God. I pray. And I do not feel that the way I approach affirmations and manifestation conflict with my religion. Now, obviously, that's a personal choice for you. I'm not like forcing that on anyone, but our thoughts really do, like we believe the things that we tell ourselves. And I do think that our thoughts are very, very powerful. And the things that we tell ourselves are very, very powerful. And that have been really important for me over the last like year and a half since I've started learning more about that and using it as a practice. And then of course I have been immersed the last 3 years into functional medicine and trying to find a root cause approach for symptoms, basically. And that is really like a better way to approach my health for me. I don't currently have problems, illnesses, things going on that I need traditional healthcare for. Like, yes, I still go see my primary care provider once a year. I still go see my OBGYN for checkups and things. And I do think that there is this like happy medium between traditional medicine and functional medicine, because I do think that we need both. And I think it's really important that we take advantage of both because there's ways to do that. And I'm sure that that is a future podcast episode that I will make to elaborate on that a little more because I think it's really important. But I have learned a lot about the body and how the body works, and specifically, obviously, how our hormones work. And that came from my own struggles, which again will probably be a whole podcast episode in itself at some point. But it has really helped me to focus on what I think is important for my wellness, which is longevity of life and what my long-term goals are. I'm no longer worried about the 5 or 10 pounds I'd like to lose since I had my last baby. I am more worried about my mobility over the next 50 years. I'm more worried about being able to get up out of a chair on my own when I'm 80 years old. Things like that. And that's better motivation for me to do these things that are healthy or make wiser choices. So that is my focus right now for wellness. It's why I chose wellness with Vanda, because I wanted to encompass physical health, mental health, relationships. Like I wanted, like wellness is whole body, it's whole life, really. And I hope that makes sense. I know I just rambled for several minutes, and I hope that, I don't know, I hope that that made sense to you guys. I think what I'm going to leave with today for this mindset minute is a thought that has been on my mind a lot, and we will have future conversations about this. Like I'll probably make this a whole podcast episode in itself, like what my personal thoughts on it are, because it's come up a lot. So I work with a lot of clients. My clients are all female. Sorry, men, this podcast is not for you. If you've listened through this episode, I hate to tell you, but this is not for you. Anyway, a lot of the women that I work with desire to lose weight. And I completely understand that. I'd love to lose 5 to 10 pounds, maybe even more. I don't know, but it's not my focus right now. And what I see is that women are so focused on the number on the scale that they get in their own way. And so what I want to leave you with today is, what is it worth giving up or missing out on to lose weight? Because I see women doing a lot of crazy things for the sake of weight loss, taking medication that makes them sick, not eating foods that they enjoy, not spending time with their family at gatherings or outings. And it's just very interesting to me. So I just want you to reflect on that a little bit and think about, like, if you are currently working towards weight loss, think about what is more important for you to be present for and engaged in, and what things are you currently not doing or missing out on or not allowing yourself to do or have for the sake of weight loss, and is it really worth it? So that's all I've got for today. I'm sure that by the time I actually release these episodes, there will probably be some cutesy like outro. But yeah, I'm just gonna hit end, and I'll see y'all soon.